Hello, and welcome back to Fate Extra CCC. So, today we're gonna go ahead and carry on to Jinako's third floor. Before that, we need to go to the student council. Let's just see if Gatou has anything to say. So it's good to check. Nope. Alright. It's pretty straightforward, the first floor. Nothing really extra except for the Taiga item. Let's just go ahead and talk. Ms. Tosaka and Rani's investigation work has identified important information related to Jinako. Specifically details about her in the Holy Grail War. Not of her background on Earth, but the near side of Moon Cell. Gatou. Leo brings up the matter to an alone tone, contrast to his usual cheerful ring. Gatou takes over her hand in his chin, nodding, yes. Is acting completely normal and is a real letdown. Hear this. Steadily advancing throughout the Holy Grail War, with my god, we came upon one chance where we won effortlessly, a win by default. This opponent felt like wham, right off the shelf, with no other than Jinako. She chose defeat without putting up a fight. Yeah, it would have been nice if you remembered that from the beginning. I would have saved me the pain of a process of elimination, salvaging high concealed battle later one by one until the very last set. Your fury is warranted, but if you asked me, the judge if they wanted to know the loser's name, they replied that there's no need. There's no need to override a shame with shame. In any case, Jinoko and I were by nature incompatible comrades, Lee and Ren supplied me with further information. In the opening of the near side of the Moon Holy Grail War, Jinoko discovered the locked janitor's closet. The old school janitor's closet may have a different vibe, but it's the very same shelter Jinoko took over before. Jinoko didn't lose a battle between masters. She hid inside the janitor's closet without ever taking the battlefield. However, if she were to have taken even one step outside the custodial room, the Moon Cell would have deemed her as being defeated and deleted her. Hence why Jinoko was unable to leave and shut herself in the janitor's closet the entire time. Still, when the Holy Grail War closes, once the victor is proclaimed, the school building will end up collected as a garbage object. Naturally, the janitor's closet is hiding will also be deleted. In other words, Jinoko didn't die fighting the Holy Grail War, but her fate was to be deleted once the Holy Grail War ends. Panic struck Jinoko once the memory of that returned, and she ran away from us. We recovered the cube from Passion Lip and regained our memories, although we did leave everyone considerably confused. It resulted in Jinoko Karigiri driving herself further into a corner. We seized that opportunity. Who are we supposed to blame here? Returning to the near side only means death. Having recalled that memory, Jinoko probably didn't have the willpower to defy BB. At the time when she recovered that memory, Jinako must have certainly known that I, Monchi Gatou, was the original opponent. Why does she distance herself from her unsolvable problem, even if it is postponed? Her actions are baffling. Her optimism is as brittle as a sculpted candy, and her escapism is useful as burying her head in the sand. Oh, is that so? I'm sure it appears that way to you, Treasure Rodney, but that's not being very human, is it? If we declare that being swept along instinctive urges and idleness is what human nature is, then stray cats are quite human. Nothing wrong with stray cats, they're the ultimate life forms in a sense. Such gods exist too. Gatou and Rani conflicting exchange continues. Suddenly, Jinako's plain expression from her SG loneliness was released, pops into my mind. If only I had gotten to know her back in the Holy Grail War. There's no point in thinking about what ifs now, but I wonder if having friends by her side would have changed something. Sakura's reporting that the 12th floor has been activated. Once you're ready, continue your exploration in SG retrieval. Shiniko Karigiri is a labyrinth sentinel, and nevertheless, she's one of our allies, who also desires to escape. I won't tell you how to be peaceful anymore. I don't see it unseemly to injure one another. That said, Hakano, I believe you'll be the one to break this absurd spiral of us having to hurt our allies to continue forward onward. Mission start. Alright, so before we go, there is the CCC stuff to do, which is talking here to Rin. Hey, something that's been bothering me. Have a second? It's about Kiara's issue. Out of curiosity, I had Roddy look into her. Presently, she is also a master who's slain a servant, and that end. We have nothing to be concerned about. It's true that the Western financial conglomerate went after her. The conglomerate went after her? So Kiara's an enemy of those conglomerates. Is she a freelance hacker like Rin is? No, she doesn't oppose anyone. Though the only data we have comes from what we dug up here. Could you please, Rani? Yes. Starting from the conclusion, she's a cybercriminal wanted by Interpol. At one point, she was the leader of a religious cyber cult. It no longer exists, though. And well, all the men and women who in it idolized her, so much that they all committed suicide. People who were smitten with her, people who were fake for being abused by her, people hooked on conversing with her, people who detested her to death, people who were crazy over her body, a lot of different folk. The end result were all the same: suicide. Even outside the internet, most people who associated with her committed suicide. Included among them were even cyber investigators and spies from the conglomerates who had chased her around. What's astonishing is that apparently one spy died in order to save her from adherents who were out to kill her. According to these documents, that person was apparently her lover. According to Julius, that person was a misanthrope and didn't seem particularly interested in women. Personally, I can't even comprehend Kiara Seshuin's cognitive structure. She's too much of an enigma. She saved many people, but each of them trampled over her goodwill. She was betrayed by others over and over again, and yet she didn't abandon her goal of bringing salvation. Or rather, it makes me think that she's fine with being betrayed. You could say she's an indomitable spirit, but in her case it goes much too far. I may not be the one to say this, but it is as if she's a machine devoid of emotions. I think so too. It's like she's obsessed with being a hero of justice or something. She's even being called a last saint. One thing for sure, she's the biggest victim, but also it's true that she's the cause of mass suicide and conflict. Thus, with backing from conglomerates, she was added to the world's most wanted list. Though some came to her legal defense. And the conglomerates had backing from the Holy Church. That lot wasn't even hasn't been able to put out the saint in years. A woman emerges, is treated as a saint in the East and disregarded their group. Guess they wouldn't let the one slip by. You're pretty biased, Miss Tosca. So Kiara Seshuin was considered clearly a modern-day saint even by the church. The problem is that the person who started insisting on that was a church cardinal and a candidate for the next papacy. The Holy Church didn't try to apprehend Kiara because she was some thorn in their side. They recognized her as the highest class of threat to the preservation of their faith. They're being way too vicious than they need to be. But Kiara's virtue? I figure she should be called magical powers at this point. She was even able to free an elderly man from the brink of death and obsessed with prolonging his life from that suffering. What I found astonishing was, after that, the elderly man experienced her teachings, he became an impeccable person. It was only for a brief time, just 2 months, that he was in contact with Kiara Seshuin, but his nature truly was that of a saint. That resulted in the church going after her. She was betrayed by her faith and many people, though it was denounced as a murderer. Okay, we're taking the wrong route by bringing Earth affairs into the moon cell. She's still a cyber criminal, Miss Tosaka. Well, yeah, but while I partially agree with her, I think Kiara's different. That girl, there's an airhead. She has no clue what drives everyone around her insane. The nickname she got stuck with, the devilish Bodhisattva, clearly sums her up. Why is that Haku? We know she's being misrepresented, but we deemed it is best to err on the side of caution. Please refrain from making unnecessary contact with her from now on. And what we are gonna do is talk to Kiara. Hey Kiara. I found Kiara and Anderson in the hallway. I recall that Rin told me about Kiara's background and a little hesitant, but I tried asking her about whether it's true or not. If at all the adherents contacted Kiara killed themselves, I don't think this willowy woman will be in the middle of such a maelstrom of death. Yes, everything those girls spoke of is true. What I thought was my goals was irrelevant to the people. The only thing left in my hand was the outcome. The lives of many people were consumed by my own avarice. However, pardon me, now suddenly I'm wondering if I committed a crime. Kiara looks puzzled, as if miserable from the bottom of her heart. Her expression makes me think of a terrifyingly beautiful and ever fleeting heaven lotus. They loved me by their own will, became depraved by their own actions, and at the end of their love, ended their lives. There was no bloodlust in them to be found, they simply drowned in me. They were committed to the desires and wasted their lives out of that lust. I love all people equally, and I want to be loved. That's what I crave. I can't help it, I'm selfish. That's why I can never belong to one person. They went insane and I was despairing from that truth, as if craving and lusting insatiably for me. As a result, they ended their lives. How can anyone rebuke such devoted love? I wanted to save them. They wanted to save me. In the end, they died, and that's all there is to it. Saying that, she smiled sorrowfully, with such beauty that any who saw it will be touched. Goosebumps jolt across my body. This here is a good woman, completely benevolent. And that's why I find it difficult to consider her human in terms of her mentality. As a religious leader, Kiara treated many people impartially and lavished them with love. That resulted in those adherents becoming swollen with desire. I beg you, I want you to love only me. More, I want endless love from you. But that wasn't allowed. As a consequence of treating everyone equally, Kiara said she possessed no love towards individuals. And then their practically emulating desire was how they literally were destroyed. Because they went to recognize Kiara as a saint. Because they became aware of their essentially salvationless reality and despaired. What terrible irony. They probably could have returned to their lives if they distanced themselves from Kiara, but precisely because they had known this almost Bodhisattva love, they couldn't leave her palm of her hand. I apologize, I understand your argument, but I don't intend on stopping. And even a person like me has convictions that can't be conceded. My life cannot just end. For now, please don't consider my affairs. Please focus on defeating BB and returning to the Holy Grail War. And after, if a time comes when we face each other as masters in the Holy Grail War, then please charge me with my sin. If Kiara Sesshoon's life deserves to have been lived, or if not. Yes, if it's you, I hope you'll tell me. I hope you'll tell me the answers to whether of my 8 school's doctrines were correct or incorrect. And that unlocks Kiara's second SG. Without replying to Kiara's smile and for presence, I've dealt with many masters up until this point, and she's a master, too, throwing herself into battle for the sake of wish she can't give up. This is Heaven's battlefield, a garden of selfish where wishes are put on the line. I'm certain that Kiara isn't special. Here, everyone fights for themselves. Alright. Okay, let's go into the labyrinth then, shall we? Let me actually just check out again my room. Sometimes dialogue. Okay, sometimes dialogue unlocks for the student council meeting. Just checking every once in a while is good. Alright, let's go to the schoolyard. What level are we in? 27, alright. This one is level 28. We need to farm a little bit here. We need to be level 30, roughly. Life. What is this? A skull and crossbones abruptly appear above my head. It's ominous. It doesn't get more ominous than this. So that's where this. There is a countdown to your end, Haku. Your death sentence. Jinako's voice echoed through the labyrinth. It should be a regular transmission, but it sounds ominous, like she's satisfied with herself. You heard me? Once that number hits you, you're a goner. No resets allowed. Got it? I warned you. Anything happens is your own dang fault. The Sentinel Labyrinth's voice flames and grows distant, and incredible gravity lingers on its trail. The number displayed here is certainly ticking down each passing moment. Is this a time attack floor? No. Even if there's a time limit, why are there so many digits? If it goes by second, then we have plenty of time. If I go about this poorly, I'll have months. Wait, what does take years? Countdown? This girl Jinako is challenging me, isn't she? If you dig a pitfall, you better dig two. I'm going to dig twice as far and deep and swamp it right in with yours. Well, that aside, just go about your business as usual, darling. Gus was acting flustered, which distracted me from my apprehension. But to be honest, this isn't really that big of a shock to me. Right now, Jiniko's state of mind is what has me concerned. Like back with Rin and Rani, her mind isn't working to remove foreign invaders, it's working to reject them. Jiniko said we'll end up in the same place. I don't know what she's trying to tell me with that, but I can't leave this lonely girl alone. Let's look for Jinako. Let's go open the door to the outside. Let's go find her hope. Alright, off we go. It's a teleport room, this one. The messages check. See. Alright, I have the right one equipped. Alright, let's go. This is gonna give a what is here. This is just a dead end. This is unique original. The loop-to-loop word. Go ahead and waste your counts of elements of on elements of the labyrinth that no one asked for.
まだ焦る時間ではありません。着実に攻略を進めていきましょう。卑怯上等。
Come here. We need to beat you up. Nice critical. Nice critical. Yeah, we're definitely getting more XP for caster's passive skill here. Alright, let's see. I think this one just gets us over there, yeah. Alright, you're up. Come here. Awesome. Might take a while, but you won't waste magic on this guy. Ooh, almost. The guy's still able to do 30 damage with guarding. That's kind of crazy. Give me that. And that. Alright, let's go back and use the orange pad there. Or pink. Oh, I know it's blocked. Okay. That's the shortcut. Hit the guy. Nice. We're actually able to hit him. Let's just see. Oh wait, close one. Alright, we got another big XP guy here. Nice critical. Almost. If you want to kill this guy in one cycle, we need her to score a lot more criticals than she is right now. Oh nice, we got a return crystal. Kinda needed that actually for when we find the tiger item, just go back immediately. Although we will have to go back eventually, so we'll see. Let's just go for this. For magic attack. There we go. Alright, there it is. Let's go for this. Alright, I think this should be good enough. Let's see. Nah, not nearly. Alright, a few more should do it. That should be good enough to kill it. There we go. That's a level up. Alright, there's a shortcut. Let's do that. Let's go talk to Tiger so we can get our stuff. That's... Thank you, Kishinami. So you brought me a tool to swim all across the ocean. And now that'll be a cinch to break out of here. I'll give you this gift as thanks and fire while excavating inside the school. Please help yourself. Alright, teacher's gonna dive off the roof. I'll get in touch with you if I make it. Keep your nose in the textbooks until then. And off she goes. Alright, let's take a look at what there was, shall we? There was that little lamp there. Nice looking lamp. And that's basically that. Alright, let's go back to the school, to the labyrinth. Since we have the shortcut open, we can just go over here and be done with it. Nope, not this one, the other one. There we go. Hey Jinako, how's it going? After egressing from the labyrinth cemetery, we saw a room. In that room is Jinako, all alone. Cast a surface in space, but launcher is nowhere to be found. We unexpectedly arrived at our destination yet again, very quickly, or not. The path continues further past here. And you reached the goal. Good job. I'll tell you something as a reward. Yes, G of this labyrinth is cursed of death. As she said something outrageous. I barely had time to be startled before she continued. And I'll let you on to something else too. If you want an SG, someone's gotta die. Someone has to die. Jinako herself is feigning indifference. Still, after finding her verbal bullet through the heart, she loosens a bunch of grenades on me with that too. What's that smack face? Coercive type curses like that go right out the window once you steamroll the hexer. Oh yes. As menacing caster draws closer to the total defense of Jinako. This is bad. I get why she's angry, but this is the one shortcut to the end I don't want to take. If we defeat Jinako without obtaining her SG, the entire student council will be trapped on the first side of the moon cell, and escape will be impossible.
Stop.
This is certainly a condition we can't simply ignore. You saw say something must die, but what happened to Hakuno's countdown? Do we impose a burden on this curse of death upon all challenges of the labyrinth? Huh? Well, duh. But if you were to get that SG, you would presumably finish clearing the labyrinth, so the countdown would stop, right? Heck if I know. Anyway, it's simple, yo. You don't need to sweat the small stuff with this floor. The only neat tip tree I got for you. What? That's not very funny. Like hell, we're going to accept a requirement like that. That's right. We can't possibly ignore this. This is a plot by BB taking advantage of your characteristic of Jinoko's SG. It just hit me. One can lose a battle, again win the war. I've got the most genius idea. The roar erupted in as if to shatter a deadly silence, but it wasn't a labyrinth signal. It was a live voice reaching my ears, but from where? Old man. It's too noisy. We're going to actually relay that signal. It appears that Monchi Gatou is visually observing you from the vicinity of the labyrinth entrance. Huh? How's he doing that? That's incredible. Incredible, but scary. Aye, good work, Treasurer Rani. I assure you that Urna on your forehead isn't just for show. Off to report to Hakuno Kishimi now. Unlike to dial down his volume, the Gatou's transmission reaches me. After all the trouble he's been in after warning him, he's going to try and tackle the labyrinth alone. Again, and without a servant. Sorry to bother you when you're busy, Hakuno Kishimi. Do you hear me? Huh? Too loud? Oh, sorry. Actually, I have a super secret strategy this time. I want to modestly instruct you on it very, very badly. I basically, you know. I don't really mind the countdown stuff, but those enemies wandering here truly are that scary. Therefore, it's time for you to answer my summons, like the ever-descending gods in Buddha do for me. Would you like to? I would like you to return to the labyrinth entrance as opposed to come back, Hakuno. I never heard such a blatant, caustic, confidential conversation. I involuntarily meet eyes with Jinako. Jinako is scowling, fed up with it, but soon simply shrugged with disinterest. Let it devious, isn't it? Forget it, let's ignore him. I'd rather not have someone slowing us down. Everyone in the student council is likewise speechless, probably unsure what to make of this. That said, it's not like I myself have a solution, unfortunately. Let's talk about heading back to the labyrinth entrance and meet up with Gatou. A genius plan. What is it really, Gatou? If it's a stupid plan, you took 3 seconds to make up, well, turn him into shrimp chili. Whoa, that's a famously stubborn hot dogger and microwave everything granny for you. Yes, your concerns are understandable. But believe in me now, and entrust this to me with the same sentiment as one rides the Titanic. It's 3 minutes into the iceberg. That's not very reassuring, Gatou. You do know what happens to the Titanic, don't you? Alright, off we go. There's probably only a labyrinth with a shortcut because you have to go back. No. No. God damn it. There we go. Alright, Gatou. Now Gatou shows up. Looks like he's evacuated temporarily. Was the Oasis wise? No, it didn't have this much sense. Good to see you again. I just dropped in myself. Oh, I'm serious. I wasn't waiting. Not at all. But hey, Shinami, now that I'm the one who called you here, but don't you feel tired? In the matter of Jizo, I shall wait here, stopping by the old school to prepare isn't a bad choice. Once I make my move, my cataclysmic grand end strategy will go off instantly. Explosion! No doubt, I'm going in, that kind of thing. If you need to mentally prepare before that, do some shopping or consult President Leo, then you should get to it all the way. Although he's oblivious, Gatou is always capable of thinking about others. I think taking his advice and going back to the old school building will be fine. Now we're fine, let's go. I'm ready. Good, let our charge commence. I hereby place my humble life in your hands. What? Gatou immediately heads off into the labyrinth. More like like what a mother cat does. His stride might just pick up and pull us along by the neck. The moment, you poor monk. What manner is this rushing straight in? Oh, with that genius plan you promised. That's right. Just what is this idea you've invited me to hear? Yes, about that. Forgive me, I have no such thing. That was my means, as in to justify my ends. What? Huh? So a lie. What the hell is this old man spouting? Does this look like the time to be telling jokes? It's just full of hot air. His statement went so far, even Shinju, who is even the student council, chimed in. Looks like he was speaking in from us from somewhere. Huh, I'm dutifully accepting of your ire. However, I, Monchi Gatou, must use any means necessary to meet Jinako. To do that, I mustn't be occupied with such trivial labyrinth traps and enemies. Hakuno Kishimi, Lady Castor, I apologize, but I request that you indulge me in my selfishness. Come, to the pessimist sentinel, we have the leisure to stroll, for the counter above our heads continues to fall. And off he goes. Whose fault is that? It's a question I had no time for as I got to push onward. No ifs and no buts, but not much we can do about it. We'll just go back to the room Jinako was in. They're already in the dungeon. You didn't really need to do that.
このオチですか。っていうか勝手に進んでるし。
Yep, he's already there. There aren't even any enemies on the way there since we unlocked the shortcuts. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get out of it. Yeah, this way. Hey there, we're back.
おっさん。
We drag ourselves back to where Jinako is. She even stuck around for us. Jinako looks up at Gatou with a blank stare. Gatou does his thing and plugs himself down on the ground cross-legged in front of her. And at last I was able to meet you in person. Your expression really and truthfully looks awful. So naggy, man. You're planning on lecturing me?
意味わかんない。
Or did you just want to prove your worth by showing how helpful you are? Looking for a place to settle in this castle, old man? Ha ha ha! The earth has no such place where I belong, not anymore. Not anywhere, I mean. I certainly did run around the world, but the answer I sought was nowhere to be found. Diving into this moon was my last hope, and here I finally met with the truth. She said, yeah, there's no answer, and left. No, she's planning to come back right away. My goddess is a merciful one. After our single defeat, she unmistakably forgave me by speaking the words, Gatou, get to work. I think she said that. Well, enough about me. For the time being, let's talk about us humans. I want to hear your voice. Gross, you sideburns creep. Jinako isn't a Christian or a Buddhist. And if I'm even less interested in offering your sketchy god anything, not even a single tin of cat food, Dumbo. Precisely. Now your creed is desperate to consider praying to my resplendent god. When one door is shut, another window opens. If you sincerely object to even that, then try complaining about something. It never fails to clear my ears every morning. I've been telling you, man. There's no such thing as gods. If any sort of god exists in it, then it's death, and that's it. The only thing I can believe is heavy, and it's cold enough to make your fingers stick to the touch of death. Darling? Gatou whispers low and glances sideways at me, telling me to check the 5 meditations in my left arm. But I reply, shaking my head. I've yet to sense the indication of SG. Yeah, there was any universe of the god. That's because God abandoned me. After all, it doesn't matter. No matter where you go in this world, it all belongs to the chosen geniuses. Like you, Haku. Don't tell me otherwise, old man. You're a dummy, but you're a genius when it comes to affirming this world, right? But no genius can break this wall. Death is absolute. It treats everyone the same. There are no geniuses or mediocre beings in the eyes of death. There isn't anyone who doesn't fear death, which means there's nothing to blame for me to blame for. As a human being, not moving a single step is to be expected. I have to admit, this is true. Try talking to me about this cause of your rage. I'll absolve you of your sins all in one go. I don't get what you mean. A worthless monk saying a total worthless person doesn't make the pixel of sense. Isn't this enough? I don't want to speak another word. You give me plenty enough company, right? It's pointless to chase after me. Only death lies ahead. No killing, just simple death. Haku, Gatou, you won't be spared, not the student council room or the AIs, nor the NPCs. No one gets spared in a way. No one. Our destiny here is to turn into a spirit, transform, and disappear. Jinako. Ah, poofing away again. Hold it, Jinako. Whoa! And off he goes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you see that guy? He just ran off on his own. Once again, Jinako slipped away further into the labyrinth, and we're losing sight of Gatou now that she's chasing after her. Our problems double out of nowhere. There still hasn't been any SC reaction. I wonder if we could really keep going deeper in. What's in that hat of his, I wonder? I would kind of like to go back to my room and have some cakes and tea right now, but... Darling, you don't look like you want to wait while you see that happen, I understand. Yep, let's go save the guy again. Let's grab this. A Nefer crystal, not bad.
ガトー文字は何がしたいのでしょう。
Who knows, man?
今日ちょっと
Yeah, this guy can't get stunned. Anyway, let's just beat this mini boss.
尻尾しまり
Skill, let's use...
そのままでいい
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Right, let's do this.
私の主戦力で 炎天よ走れ
Yeah, you got the stun on.
ごまのたきりと参りましょう氷点
Get
よ
the fridge heaven, get the stun. Nice. Buff ourselves here. Hopefully the guy doesn't guard.
ごまのたきりと参りましょう
He didn't. Nice. That was that was perfect, really. Alright, well, you can just do this anyway, we win. Almost. There we go. See ya, man. We got 2000 XP, that's pretty good.
ございます
Almost half the level up.
経験値だけ置いてけってんです
Yeah, it would have been easier to just if they just did that right. Alright, another XP boof, another XP guy here. This guy's rather easy, really. Just have to do this. We already have all his information.
お返しですバカにしてます天罰的な私輝いてますやっちゃいますうざそろそろ死んでくださいますではではもうご主人様ならイケメンご主人様褒めてくださいまし
Grab that.
よろしいかと
Probably the most useless thing right now. Remedies become completely obsolete once you've got once you complete the game and basically have this thing. As it says, remedies can't heal all status heal ones, only a few. Also, I gotta check. I think it's really only poison it can heal. I gotta take a look at that.
炎天よ走れ
Oh, alright, it's a kill, alright.
お見事私も耳が高い受け止めないわ
Now, let's take a look at what does the remedy not status item. What does the remedies actually do? Poison, paralysis, and curse. None of the things like the passionate's insta-kill attack and whatnot actually work. So the exception or the debuffs, it doesn't also clear the debuffs. That's something else. So yeah, I think it's all just gonna be attacks. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this.
お待たせバカにしても天罰的な
Yep. These guys, the jaw guys here, basically don't use any defense. It's either attack or burst, so
受け止め以外はお帰りください
there we go, that's basically it. Few more guys here, you get the fountain around this area as well. Give me your XP.
お待たせ 気持ちいいですやっちゃいますうざそろそろ死んでくださいま一遍もできません
And he's off.
ご主人様ならイケメンどうにかなっちゃうものですね
Right, this is a bit of a troll. You have to go here to get the item. See? And yeah, this is the right way to go, since it goes down, and that's basically where we need to go. I think this is actually good. Yep. Guys are strong enough to get 3 shots in this guy. Hey, more pattern. That's nice. Yeah, I still think we're gonna need to grind out to get level 30 a little bit in the next part before we head to the boss. But yeah, we're getting good XP out of this. Yeah, it's a free. Nicely done. Almost. I think we just need to beat one more big dude. Oh, there he is. You look just enough XP to level up. Come here. There we go. These guys basically become a joke once we get all of the patterns. I guess that's why they don't give us boss patterns after we beat them in New Game Plus. It's a bit of a shame if we can just hurry along, right? But well. Part of the challenge of this game is the trying to predict the enemy patterns. That's a level up. Yeah, I definitely think we're not going to be able to yeah. Yeah, the difference between a shockwave second and third strike is that second strike stuns the enemies for 2 actions, while third strike only does it for 1. But third strike doesn't use any MP, any master MP, as you can see. So it usually is a bit more useful. Wrong one. If you don't want to always be out of MP, for the master at least. Down we go. Right, we're at the end here. I think that's an elixir that's there. We just have to wait for the that thing leads to an elixir or something like that. We just have to wait for the next part. Since we're gonna farm either way, I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. Yep, that's the wall. And that's the second wall. Alright, Jinako, let's get on with it. We finally arrived at the innermost section of the 12th floor. Jinako is standing statue still in the back of this room. Still aside of Karna, Jinako has stayed all alone since the 11th floor. If her wish is to her definite self, then what would Karna possibly do about it? All I can do, and I can do even less. Jinako's passionate voice echoes throughout the labyrinth. It sounds like to me that the prank she made once before Jinako's stone doesn't sound serious either. Just thinking about budging a single inch takes all the tension and muscles in my body squeak like a voiceless male. This is giving me goosebumps. The sensation is what awaits those who are defeated in the Holy Grail War.
ジナコさんが無理ゲーって言った意味が分かりました。でもこれ無理ゲーどころかとんだ無駄ゲーでしたね。バグだらけです。こんな目に見えた死の壁回避するに決まっています。通れないにしても突破することもない。ご主人様、何か別の方法を探しましょう。
There's nothing to suspect. This is a trap. I don't think it's likely that Jinoko built a wall like this on her own. Bibi probably gave her a hand. I'm sure that Bibi is looking down on us and chuckling over how frightening we are at that store. But if that's the case, then I...
行かぬなら行かせてもらおう。
後ろから失礼千番。いつの間にか追い越しちゃったんですね。でもガトーさん、なんか変ですよ。
この辺りが頃合いよ。ジナコカリギリの俗念と呵責。俺がいただく。
Gatou, what's going on? This doesn't feel right, somehow. I don't see an iota of his usual irksomeness, and his expression is either anger or fear. I see enlightenment, and is that pity? In any case, Gatou's going for the wall of death. I say... You'll just be throwing your life away. You can't do this, Gatou, there's no sense in it.
どうもこうもない。これが小生の役割なのだ。ポジションメイキングである。
I mean, if you think it in his perspective, like, he's already dead, right? So sacrifice, so him just dying again to save one person is not a bad deal, isn't it? Not a bad deal at all. As if slipping through the entrance curtain of a casual izakaya bar, Gatou smoothly sweeps into that domain. Zuko's body snaps stiff with horror as the machinations of the labyrinth ruthlessly unfold. I am unable to even react fast enough against Gatou's overall composed determination. No, I had a slip of a margin to stop him, but a supportive determination swelled behind Gatou.
おっさん、もう止めらんないから、それ。あんたは分解される。ムーンセルから跡形もなくなる。死ぬんだ。おっさん、無駄に体がでかいから、人より処理に時間がかかるかもだけどね。
おっさんではない。坊さんであると言ったはずだ。ああ、それと一つ言い忘れておった。策がないと言ったな。すまぬが、あれこそが嘘だ。死なねばならないと聞いて、小生の出番とピンときてな。実は小生、すでに死んでおったのだ。いや、うすうす感づいていたが、記憶を取り戻してはっきりしたわい。なので、ここで死しても同じこと。死者が死ぬことで SG が手に入るとは、これほどうまい妙案はありえまい。
Gatou roars, laughing, but this isn't something you can just laugh off. Gatou was already dead. He was probably defeated in the near-sized Holy Grail War. To tell the truth, I had a feeling that that's how it was. I mean, Gatou said it himself, my servant went away. His servant wasn't preyed on by Bibi's black noise. Before Gatou was attacked by Bibi, he had already lost his servant, so basically, after he was defeated in the Holy Grail War, he was plunged into the far side. And so that's why. But on the near side, Monji Gatou was a master who was already dead. He's a ghost that can't exist anywhere else, besides the far side of the moon. He's nothing more than a dead man's dream, having been processed by the moon cell as being defeated on the near side.
ガトー団長。
やっぱり、そうだったのね。
そう悲しむな、良きライバルたちよ。愚僧は力及ばず、聖杯戦争の4回戦で敗北し、容赦なく塵に帰った。だがその刹那、死は確定したものの、消滅する直前に BB が現れ、 小生をこの裏側に引き込んだのだ。この体は元より死人。悲しむことはお門違いだ。むしろこう思ってほしい。死んだガトーがまた笑った。死んでからも役に立った二度おいしいウルトラグドウソウがいたのだと。
おっさん。おっさんはおかしいっす。なんで笑えるっすか。こんなのいじめっす。聖杯戦争で負けて死んだと思ったら生きていて助かったって喜んでいたら現実を突きつけられて、おっさんはもっと怒ったり悲しんだりすべきっす。っていうか本気でわかんない。私を救うとか言ってたけど、おっさんの方が何倍も救われないじゃん。あんなに神様神様言ってずっと信じてきたのに、神様はおっさんを救わない。そんなのおかしいと思わないの？不公平だらけじゃない。この世は全部残酷にできている。ハンピーは救われない。負け組は生まれた時から決まってる。死の運命は冗談みたいに落ちてくる。そうよ、何も悪いことをしてないのに私のパパとママは死んじゃった。普通に道を歩いてただけなのに映画みたいにぺしゃんことか笑えない。トラックの事故って何？アイスバーンで滑ったって何？運がなかったって何？才能がない人間には運さえないっていうわけ？文句を言う機会さえ取り上げられてるの？やだ、私はもうやだ。こんなひどい放置プレイ耐えられない。神様はパパとママを見放した。私だって見放した。じゃあ生きていてもしょうがない。こんな世界どこにも救いはない。ネットの中ぐらいしか平等じゃない。だからしょうがないよね。私は何も悪くない。ネットに引きこもるのは当然だもん。ネットだけが平等の暇つぶし。みんなで仲良く距離を保ってなんとなく仲間泣きができればいいんだ。みんなで妬み合って憎み合ってごちそうを分け合って笑い合って虚しさも分け合って、それでいい。あとはゆっくりいつか来る死を待ってるだけでいい。私は脱出なんてしない。私は何も期待しない。私は本当なんて聞きたくもない。だって初めからいなかった。みんなを見守ってくれる神様なんてどこにもいなかったんだから。
Like a broken dam, Jinako pours out her heart out. These cries didn't come from being trapped in the far side of the moon. They were pent up inside her long since before. The Hakukshinami has no answer for her cries. I can't even recall my memories from before the Holy Grail War. I'm probably not qualified to sympathize with Jinako's grief. If anyone can dispel her darkness, it's one person and one person only. Only Monji Gatou, now standing on the on a precipice of death, gazing at Jinako with full composure.
参ったのう。それは違う。それは違うのだ。その怒りは全くもって意味のないものなのだ。よいか、カリギリよ。お主は神様なんていないと言っておったが、それは間違いだ。神はいる。確かにいる。俺は世界を巡って多くの、あまりにも多くの神に触れてきた。土着の神がいた。侵略者の神がいた。 営みから生まれた神がいた。営利から生まれた神がいた。恐るべきたたり神もいた。小生好みの肉感的な女神もいた。よくわからない萌え神もいた。まさに千差万別。八百万の概念は日本だけの話ではない。地球規模の話よ。その多種多様さに圧倒されながらも、俺はある事実に気づいた。全ての神にはある共通点があると。お主には言うまでもなかろう。現実世界において個人を幸福にした神はこの惑星には存在しない。それでようやく悟った。この世に神は増します。されど人を救う神はただの一つもいないのだと。なぜだかわかるか。単純なことだ。それはアバターを彫った者は人間だからだ。人間とは奪い、殺し、貪り、そして忘れるもの。おお、まさにスーパーニート。嘆かわしきかな。人間とはそもそもニートなのだ。何も悪いことではない。
Are you?
マジグソ来てこれじゃあジナコさんが引きこもっているのも動物として普通なんすか？
そうなのだ。なので衣食住が足りていればうちにこもるのは自明の理。基本人間は怠けるもの、罪深いもの。ゆえに人間は己が悪であることを否定できないがゆえ、自らを罰したくて仕方がない。しかし愚かなるか、人間は人間を罰せられるのだ。何しろ同じ穴の無地なだからな。神々は人間を救わない。人々の理想によって性格を得た神は人間の望み通り人間を悪として扱う。神とはこれ、人間への究極の罰なのだ。これが地上を駆け回り全ての宗教を学んだ小生の結論である。
罰？神様が罰？
of Monji Gato's soul which composed him. At best, I'd expect these physical, visual components to occupy more than one small portion of his resources. Even that's starting to slowly fade away. He's being tormented by an unimaginable agony and an unspeakable sense of loss. Despite that, Gatou explains merit with ever more fluidity and increasing volume.
恐ろしい結論だった。俺は怒りに任せ完全な神を求めた。人間の悪性にまみれていない原始の神聖を探し続けたのだ。その行為そのものが悪であると理解しながらな。まあそれはそれでよい。若気の至りだ。俺の反省などお主にする話ではないな。
Gato suddenly took a breath and looked at the palm of his hands. His fingertips were riddled with holes now, overflowing with noise. One couldn't even tell if he's holding scissors or paper. Or doesn't he see himself as satisfied, perhaps?
カリギリよ。己と神を嘆くのは時間の無駄だ。なぜなら、神様はお前を見放したのではない。神は、初めから誰も見てはいない。お前は初めから 誰にも見放されてはいない。
じゃあどうして自分だけこんなに苦しいんすか？どうして自分はどこにも行けないんすか？
The sentinel wails and Gatou nods. When my left arm is reacting, it's the signal that the next is materializing. Except Gato's arm is shining too, and with far greater intensity. Gatou was bestowed with the 5 meditations technique, but his arm burns radiance it shouldn't be, and it shines dazzlingly.
どうしてどこにも行けなかったのか。なぜ悪行を犯していなかったのにお主の人生は苦しかったのか。それは誰のせいでもない。わかるか？それはただ間が悪かっただけなのだ。
何それ？間が悪かった。
そうだ。お前自身の選択もお前を取り巻く環境も、お前が良しとしてしかし手に入らなかったささやかな未来の夢も、それら全てがたまたまその時だけ噛み合わなかっただけなのだ。お主の人生はそれだけの話である。
His voice was humble, yet bold. Thus spoke Gatou. Such is your life, a fickle star. It was his conclusion so cruel and detached. Then how could Gatou say these words with such moving and warm affirmation? To call someone's life a fickle star is as if he were a teacher slapping some glittery stickers on a few homework assignments after their pupils who slaved away to finish them.
そんな間に合わせの理屈なんかで済まされる話じゃない。間が悪かっただけなんて、そんなの無意味だしデタラメだし、それじゃあ人間はやりきれないよ。
Jinako screams again. You can see her heart cave in on itself. That's what's cruel and certain is that the more Jinako senses Gatou's nearing death, the brighter she shines. The corrupted monk coercive lectures imparts onto Jinako's mind the absolute truth about the meaning and futility of death. Although likely blinded by now, Gatou turns his eyes towards his arm and smiles, satisfied. What it looks like to me.
Jinako, お主も悪い。だが周りも悪い。要は全てが悪かった。人生とはそんなものだ。全てが悪いのだから悲観するのはバカバカしいぞ。
バカはおっさんだよ。あんた、私なんかよりずっと嘘つきで、私よりずっとこっちじゃないか。誰にも理解されてないじゃないか。
悲しいな。悲しいだけだ。それとは別のところに喜びもまたあった。人生とは無意味という意味のせめぎ合いだ。なのでこう思うのだ、ワコード。ただ間が悪かったのだと。全ての物事は大抵それで片がつくぞ。騙されたと思って口にしてみるがいい。気持ち、心が軽くなるからな。
While laughing, Gatou abruptly spins around. His face is hardly recognizable. His frail, noise-coated hand reaches towards her, as if beckoning me, as if trying to grab at me.
ご主人様。
A chill jolts through me. This farewell, the moment I clutched his hand, its potatoes disintegrated. For the slightest instant, he firmly grips back, enough to hurt. His grip felt like a gnarled, sun-baked rock. Delivered to me was Jinako's final SG. SG free open.
おっさん、そんなことを言うために、私なんかに伝えるために、ここまで来たっていうの。
無論 SG なんぞよくわからぬ。勝手についてきよった。では小生はこれにて入滅。生涯をかけて仏心を求めた男が死後さまよってはいられまい。聖者の役に立って消えるのならこれこそ善行。ジナコカリギリのトゲも取れたし、言うことなしである。ま、それはそれとして心の悩みはともかく、体のだらしなさは節操の管轄外。さらばだジナコ、次に会う時までダイエットに勤しんでおれ。目標、成人女性の平均65キロなり。
言ってるもん、それくらいキープしてるもん、私。バカバカ
強がりは焼き豚のもと。その虚言癖だけは生中には治らぬようだのう。
Once Gatou disintegrates, laughing until the very end. He may have accepted that this would happen ever since we got his memories back. His strength deserves respect. Once he accepted that he was a dead man, he toiled for his allies until the very end. Monjigato stuck to what he did best.
おっさん、本当に死んじゃった。嘘だってば、そんな気なかったんだよ。私が言いたかったのは、みんな最後には死んじゃうってことだけ。殺す気なんて、死ねばいいなんて思うわけないじゃん。なのにどうして自分から死んじゃうのよ。そんなの私困る。ひどいよ。おっさん、ひどすぎる。どうして死んじゃうの。かっこつけて人を本気で感心させて人生観変えちゃって。なのにそれと引き換えに死なれちゃったらどうするの。おっさんを犠牲にしてのうのうと生きているなんてみっともなさすぎる。私今度こそ行き場がない。やだ、もうやだ。こんな惨めな私、恥ずかしくって生きてなんかいられない。来ないで、誰も来ないで。私なんかずっと一人ぼっちで引きこもっていればいいんだ。
Gato's words weren't able to save Jinako. No, that may be wrong. If anything, Gatou probably saved Jinako too well. He made sure Jinako got the messages and then some. It's like Jinako who can't deal with still being around. The answer Gatou showed her was too correct that Jinako, who hated her own weakness too much, couldn't take it anymore.
カウント機構の消失確認しました。状態異常オールクリア。迷宮第12階は SG を失い、一時的な安定状態に保たれています。
ラニー、あなたのシステムボイスが今ほどありがたいことはありません。 冷静さを取り戻すにはいい反応です。いえ、こんな言い方しかできない自分が嫌になりますね。お聞きの通りです。一時こちらに帰還してください。この先は彼女の心の中での戦いです。我々にも心を整理する時間が必要でしょう。
Alright. Mission clear. On to the next. Let's get out of here. Julius isn't here this time. Alright, let's go to my room then.
お疲れ様です、マスター。
Nothing new to say? Alright. I spaced out for a second there. Something on your mind? To tell the truth, I got to thinking about Karna. If Karna is envious of Gatou, and he's that foolish man who sacrificed himself for Jinoko's selflessness like that. Honestly, I do think Karna, given the same options, I do think Karna would also sacrifice himself. He is a hero of charity, and knowing what happens at the end, that he definitely would sacrifice himself. I think maybe he's grateful and really regrets it wasn't him instead. Of course, servants can't go throwing their lives away willy-nilly, but if I knew it would definitely save my darling, then if we better understood each other enough to have such conviction, I most certainly wouldn't hesitate. Yes, I'm aware that you have no desire for that to happen, darling. Still, I started feeling a bit lonely thinking about how Karna was abandoned by his master like that. My ears are a bit red with shame now. Please forgive me, now it's a good time to get some rest. Please go ahead. Tomorrow, that barbaric student council is going to start working as woman and servant to the bone, you know? Alright, let's save. And start off the next one where we are gonna stop for now. Another night without sunset or sunrise passes. I recall after we came back yesterday, Leo told me he wanted to discuss something. I feel dumb, but I had to the student council room. After all, we had to clear the labyrinth where final confrontation with Jinoko awaits. Alright, and that is gonna be it for now. Next time we're gonna go ahead and do the Jinoko boss fight as well as the yeah, there's also gonna be a whole scene with BB after that, so it's gonna be a bit of a longer part. So yeah, that's gonna be it for now. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you all next time for more Fate Extra CCC. Ciao.